All right, so we got round 1 now against goblins. Now we are up to round 2. And looks like we win the die roll. Kick things off with land into Ponder. We see Force of Will, Island, Snapcaster. We will draw the Snapcaster, put the Island second. Opponent's going to go land Ponder with no shuffle off an Underground Sea. So we're not exactly sure what they're on yet, but it's looking like it could be a blue-black based combo, like perhaps Doomsday. So what are we going to do? We're going to draw an island here, as we knew, because we put that there with Ponder. And then we're going to Ponder again. We'll see Force of Will, Mountain, Days Undoing. And we'll draw the Force of Will here, play an island, put the Mountain second for next turn. So they brainstorm. Still looking like a combo-ish opponent. Scalding Tarn into Tundra into Ponder. So, alright, Tundra makes it less likely it's combo. Could be Tess. I mean, they play every color, and their mana base, I think, has like one of every duel or something crazy like that. Might be an exaggeration, but you know where I'm going. Either that or it's something fair. It could be Esper, or it could be some kind of 4-color list. It's looking like either Esper or Czech Pile 2.0 at this point. We play our planes and pass. So, yeah, we've got Breacher here with Force of Will backup ready. So I think that's pretty solid. Opponent's just going to go land go. Now, here we're going to have a fun turn. Draw our Days Undoing, play Mountain, and we're just looking to pass the turn. And looks like opponent, though, has other plans. They're going to go end of turn Snapcaster to try to flash back a Brainstorm. We've got Breacher with double Force backup. This is not going to go well for you, opponent. Brainstorm, Hull Breacher, and looks like we didn't even need to use a Force. They have no counter magic. They just get completely pantsed and obliterated by Breacher here. May as well be GG, but they're going to play it out. So, all right. I mean, we also have now this Days Undoing ready to go next turn with Force of Wills. We'll just hardcast Force of Negation off treasure tokens here. They'll plow Breacher. We'll Force. They're on 3 cards. We know they don't have Forces, otherwise they would have used it last turn. And game over. Again, opponent, maybe they don't know how this trade works, where I draw 7 and they get Mind Twisted. Oh, and I get 7 Lotus Petals. But it usually ends with them losing. They still want to play it out, so we'll humor them. Plow their dude, attack in with Breacher, play Narset, find Teferi, play Teferi, bounce to draw a card. Look at this, we've got all these forces. Now we're going to hardcast Shark Typhoon with Force of Wills available, so as soon as you cast something, you're going to give us a 5/5. Keep getting in there with Breacher. They plow Breacher. We say, no plow Breacher. Also 5/5 for me. And we still have a second hardcast Force available thanks to the treasures. And they're dead. So that was, I think it was pretty much a foregone conclusion once we actually just Breachered their Brainstorm, let alone did the combo. But in both cases, they wanted to play it out, so that's their prerogative, right? All right, so why don't we take a look at how we're going to sideboard here. So here we're going to cut Prismatic Ending, Dress Down, a Shark Typhoon, bring in two Force of Negations, and then we're going to bring in a Red Blast, a Pyroblast, a Flusterstorm, and 2 Blood Moons. Now, could make a case for bringing in the third or second Pyroblast. I just didn't really have anything I wanted to cut. If we saw more cards, maybe we would have cut a piece of removal. But I wasn't exactly sure what they were on, and I didn't want to over-sideboard. But yeah, realistically, actually, now that I think about it, a plow for another blast would have made sense. And in fact, 2 plows rather than the Prismatic Ending may have also made sense. I don't think it matters too much one way or the other, but that's probably the correct way to sideboard in this matchup. Anyways, why don't we mosey on over to game number 2. This time, opponent's going to be on the play. So they'll lead with a Badlands into Inquisition, and oh no, they took my moon. That was like half the reason I kept this hand. I mean, I would have kept it anyways, right? 2 lands, ponder, removal. So it's... Actually, was it 3 lands? I think it was 3 lands, and we just drew this Teferi. So it was either way, it was a pretty functional hand. The Blood Moon just put it over the top. So what do we do here? We'll get ourselves an island, right? And we'll ponder away. We see Narset, Tarn, Plow. Plow goes last. And in hindsight, now that I look at this, it probably would have made sense to, if we want to take the Narset, to put her second, since they do play discard. But this is also fine. So, all right, we draw Narset. They're just going to go Tundra go. We're going to go Tarn land go. They're going to go Underground Sea go. And we're going to fetch on our upkeep to avoid drawing the Plow that we put away. They'll Brainstorm in response. Probably, they can avoid a Red Blast that way. So we played Scalding Tarn. We've got 3 mana up. But since we drew Flusterstorm here, we're just going to hold off on jamming a Planeswalker until we have the Flusterstorm protection available next turn. We'll play our 4th land, and then we have the ability to play a 3-drop, have Flusterstorm backup, and have Force backup. If we jam this turn, then we only have Force backup, and if we, force pitching a Walker, then we have no play next turn. So let's wait it out. So they're going to go Scalding Tarn into Croxa. We'll discard our Force of Will here. If they're going to be playing repeatable discard, I don't love keeping a pitch spell in hand. So here we'll draw our second copy of Teferi, play a land, try jamming Teferi first, because if they have counter magic, we've got a second one we can try next turn. Okay, they've got a blast. We'll fight this. Use our Flusterstorm. And yeah, we get Teferi, use Teferi, draw Vista. Now they're going to play Jace. That looks kind of bad for us, and they got a Brainstorm activation. We hit our Narset, and we'll keep our Snow-Covered Mountain open in case we can find a blast for Jace. So Narset minuses, no blast. We see Brainstorm, Brainstorm, Fluster, and Force of Will. So we take Force of Will. Play our land. Crack Fetch, Ponder. Okay, Brainstorm, Tarn, Volcanic. Shuffle these. So we'll draw our Hull Breacher here. All right. I mean, we've got a couple duplicate combo pieces. I mean, we've got Narset and Teferi on board. We've got backup Teferi and backup Hull Breacher in hand. We've got a Force of Will should we need it. We've got removal. And their Jace can no longer brainstorm thanks to the onboard Narset. Looks pretty good. With that, we'll pass the turn. So what's opponent going to do here? They're going to... Looks like... So they're going to Expressive Iteration. And they're going to exile a Kroxa. They're going to play a Kroxa. We'll discard our duplicate Teferi. And Jace is going to Fate Seal. I don't actually know what the Jace did. We can look at the game log, but I don't think it's really that important. What did Jace do? Jace... Okay, our opponent actually targeted themselves with the Jace. And they left the card on top. Oops. My bad. We'll just go through these first few turns quickly. Just trying to close out the game log, and I accidentally closed out the whole replay. Thank God for the fast forward button. Alright, so where were we? Alright, so now we're on to our turn. Draw our last basic in the deck. Hopefully we don't see any more Vistas at this point. We'll minus the Narset. And okay, that looks like a combo. So, play our planes, plus Teferi, and this will be a... Yeah, play Breacher here. So we could have chosen kill you on your draw step, but don't get any treasures, or kill you now, but you get a draw step next turn, but we get 7 treasures. So we chose the path of treasure. Opponent gets 1 card. But yeah, game is over at this point. Especially since we hit this Blood Moon, but opponent's not even going to give us a chance to end them with it. They're just going to scoop here. So, 2 wins down. On to round number 3.